In the last video I shared 6 months ago, I said it was time to start a whole new chapter. Well, a whole new chapter did start, but before it did, an old one had to slam shut.
Awful losing you so suddenly, and I haven't gotten over it yet. Nor would I expect myself to.
I wonder if for new chapters to open, sometimes things or people or loved ones that represent the old chapter need to first fall away. Maybe this falling away symbolically represents the death that internally happens in order for there to be a rebirth. Perhaps that new chapter would never have arrived without that loss. Maybe they were the catalyst that was needed for the old to clear away, to make space for the new. And even though we can't see it at the time because of all the pain and grief flooding our hearts and obscuring our view, that loss was the greatest gift. Like the fertilizer for a new life to bloom. And our job is to simply feel it all the pain present in our hearts, all the tears falling from our eyes onto our cheeks, all the emptiness that was once their loving presence. Feeling it all is like experiencing their last gift. As painful as it is, it paves the way for change and renewal. Falkie, the symbol of the old chapter, a chapter of so much growth, coming to consciousness, initiation, and healing. She was there for breakups, for the times where I was at my lowest, and she was there when I came home to myself. She was the one that taught me about unconditional love. Starting when she was a puppy, I thought that in order to train her, I needed to dominate her, the same way I had been dominated as a child and teenager. Instead, looking into her loving eyes, I saw the injustice and unfairness of it all, of what I was doing to her, and in turn, what had happened to me. How can anyone hit such an innocent soul that just wanted to love and be loved in return? From there, we formed a friendship, partnership. I learned to tune into her needs, understand her, and give her what she needed to be happy. She was also the one to pull me through the lowest of the lows of my life, those times I thought I couldn't go on any longer. I looked at her and stayed for her. Her presence and her love saved me. I remember a time during the height of my ayahuasca trauma where I felt my soul leaving my body. She came and lay on my feet and brought me back into my body. She was also there for the adventures. She loved van life, exploring different areas and having my full attention. Those were our happiest times together. And also the time I had my spiritual awakening. Became conscious of myself, started my healing journey, and finally found self-love. She was my rock, my emotional support, and the most loving relationship I had in my life until that point. It's so rare to be seen exactly as you are in this world, and I feel that we did this for each other, loving each other's quirks, understanding each other without bounds. We were in tune with one another. What a gift that was. And I think she came into my life to be that special angel on purpose. I never chose her. She came into my life at a time when I needed her most. I remember us looking to get a dog, but I didn't want a small fluffy dog. I wanted something athletic that I could take for big walks. And we were rejected by a shelter for a dog that we wanted to adopt. And then my partner at the time took me into a pet store, and I was just about to walk out because I looked at all the dogs and none of them resonated. And he was like, what about those ones, those little black ones? And there were just these small, tiny, fluffy dogs. And then I just rolled my eyes and just squatted down to have a look at them because I was like, I don't want a fluffy dog. And there were 3 puppies playing. And they were just so engaged in play. And as I was squatting down and looking at them, she ran up to the window, stopped playing with them, and she was the only one. She ran up to the window, looked at me, sat down, put her paw on the window for what felt like forever. And then she ran straight back to play. And I was like, that's the one. I needed to make sure that I could distinguish which one it was. And as soon as I held her, I couldn't put her back down. are you doing to my leg? What are you doing to my leg?
Really? Oh my god. Oh no. This is Falkie!
I guess you wanted us to laugh.
I love you, Falkie.
It's just stuck there. It's been there for ages. Oh my god, that's Falkie! Oh my gosh!
actually past me. I am literally surrounded by dragonflies all the time right now. They're just coming and being with me. I think the most beautiful aspect of it is that I used to call Falkie my little luck dragon, and now I'm surrounded by little dragons. I feel like it doesn't make it any more obvious that she's here and she's around me and she's guiding me right now. Yesterday I had the most magical moment. I was sitting here just working, and I had this kind of up and down day where I was moving with the grief still, because I'm still grieving. But then there was joy, but I learned to move with it and not fight whatever was coming up. And then this dragonfly came and sat on the pillow next to me and kept going off 4 times. It would go off and then come back here again. And I wrote down something. I had this realization, and I wrote it down about flow, because I was moving with the grief, and I set this intention to be super productive yesterday, and it wasn't happening the way that I wanted it to. But I just kept moving with the grief. First, I felt tired because my partner went to work at 4 and woke me up, and I wasn't able to sleep. So I was feeling tired. I kind of was going to do this whole morning routine, but I just was feeling so sluggish and couldn't do it. And then I just surrendered and just went, you know what, my body needs sleep right now. So I had a 20-minute nap. I woke up all refreshed and ready to go. And then I was doing things, but then the grief took over, and these waves of grief, I couldn't shake this feeling. So I started moving with my body and dancing with this grief and being with it and crying, and kind of moved with it and just allowed anything to just be. And it was so beautiful. But then I was just sitting here, not doing the things that I thought I should have. But all this inspiration flowed through along the lines of what I had planned. And I actually ended up writing more and doing more in a different kind of way. Kind of everything started to come together for me in a massive picture kind of way. And it was all because I started to embrace that flow. Whatever needed to happen at that time, I just needed it to happen. And over the years, I've refined my intuition. I've kind of unpicked parts of myself from conditioning and programming of society's expectations, people around me expectations. So I know my true self, and I knew the flow that I had to go with. And that's quite advanced. It takes a lot of work to get to this place. And so I kind of wrote down, in a moment, stop resisting your own flow. And then the dragonfly flew off and landed on the page exactly where I had written that sentence. And I've had this incredible relationship with dragonflies since Falkie's funeral. A dragonfly landed on my hat and then on the tree that we planted on her grave. The other day, a dragonfly sat next to me on the dog bed, and I was able to move my finger, and it crawled on my finger, and it sat with me a while. And then Poppy scared it off. But the energy of the dragonfly has been so strong for me, and it just shows me that Falkie is here, and she's supporting me, and she's loving me. And the dragonfly is such a significant has such a significant spiritual meaning of change, of transformation. of creativity, so many things that I looked up, and it just all feels so special to me. Everything, I feel so alive and so here and with purpose. All this creative energy is coming through, and it really just feels like Falkie has given me the biggest gift. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so filled with gratitude for her. I'm so filled with gratitude and so much appreciation. And I'm accepting this gift, Falkie, with all my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm fully allowing myself to receive this beautiful gift. And I'm going to continue receiving it and continue going with this paradox of joy and sorrow and grief and creativity, and embrace all of it, because it's giving me so much, and I'm coming alive again. After all these years, I'm back to exactly where I was, minus the ego, before my trauma. I'm feeling like myself in a way that I haven't in years. And I'm just receiving it all, and so grateful. So grateful. Wow, this beautiful fog has just rolled in. I can hardly see the neighbor's house. This world is so magical. So magical. And there's so much more than we're ever taught. And now I'm surrounded by the thickest fog. This is amazing. It feels like a cuddle from the universe. A big hug. Big mystic hug. It shouldn't even be happening right now. The sun's fully out. Wow. Amazing. I feel like I'm in this funny place of sitting between grief, like this underlying level of grief, and then moments of just so much gratitude and happiness now that I've gotten, like, the first month was the hardest, but now moving into the second month, and I went deep into emotions. I was ugly crying the first month. Just, it's all a blur. I don't know where I was mentally, but just in complete disbelief that that happened, and just crying so much. I don't think I've ever cried so much in my life. But now I find myself in this weird place where, because of all the internal shifts and going through it, like, I feel like I'm starting to come out the other side, and I'm just getting these beautiful glimpses of myself completely changed in so many ways on this other side. And it fills me with so much joy and excitement to discover this. But then there's this underlying grief that I could still cry at any moment, and I still do. So it's an interesting place to sit at, this balance of joy and happiness and deep sorrow. And there was anger, the deepest anger I've felt for such a long time, sitting underneath it as well. I also wonder if the deep anger, like, it felt like my insides were burning with this anger. And I wonder if this anger also helped me come out of a freeze state because now I'm just feeling so much clearer in myself and just so much more grounded. I feel like myself, that in a way that I haven't for years. There's so much to grief. It's just mind-boggling in ways, but so fascinating, and it hurts so much, but it's so magical and beautiful at the same time. And I'm grateful for this experience, but I wish I didn't have to lose Falkie in order to get here. And I'm just feeling it all. The two sides that kind of are against each other, but are working together in some beautiful way. Just feeling it all. So I'm just thinking about grief, and the journey that I've been going through with the loss of Falkie, my beautiful baby. And there's just been so much, in a way that I can't stop thinking that, in a way, her death is also a beautiful gift for me, because there have been things that have been shifting within me that I've been trying to shift for years. And I don't know if it's because of all the crying or the opportunity to reevaluate life, or knowing that, seeing someone that you love die, just seeing so blatantly that life ends at a certain point. I don't know which one of it is, or if it's all of the above. But I do know this, that I do allow myself to go through the waves and the whole process. And I feel that because of this, I'm now seeing such deep shifts within me that I've been praying to see for years. Like feeling a part of this world again after my trauma. Feeling really here. Feeling my creative energy and creating again. And I read a post about grief that said that grief is a master creator, that you can't help that to pour out these emotions into something, because there's just so much of it. There's been such massive, profound gifts. Even just, I feel more regulated, probably from crying and feeling so much, and resting, slowing right down, because grief sits you on your ass. And you cry and you slow down and you notice the clouds in the sky just passing by so slowly. You notice the insects that are flying by. You notice how green the grass is. Like everything just goes in slow motion and slows right down. I feel more connected to myself and in tune with myself and in tune with the universal force. And I just can't help but think about, even though I miss her so much, maybe this was her biggest gift. Maybe she knew what I deeply desired within, and she sacrificed herself, maybe on a spiritual level, to help me evolve. And maybe this is her gift to me. And I just think that's so beautiful. And I just have so much gratitude for her life and for her death when I think about it in this way. Because I'm not just seeing the bad. And there's so much, that I miss about her, and I wish she was here. But I can't take anything back. She's not here. I can't change anything. And so I'm also choosing to see the beauty in grief and the gifts of it, and choosing to be grateful for the gifts. And I'm assigning the gifts to her because she was my little angel throughout the hardest times in my life. And I'm just so grateful to her. And I'm just feeling, I'm rolling with everything. I'm going deep into it. I'm not masking it or putting a mask on or saying I'm good when I'm not. I'm facing and really going through all the feelings head on and feeling it all. And I think that is where the magic happens. Yeah. I knew, we knew, our soul knew. There were signs. We both knew our time together was coming to an end. I felt it intuitively. I knew times were changing, and you only came here for that specific chapter. You belonged to that chapter and not to the one that was unfolding. I could tell you were starting to feel out of place. Times were changing. I was stronger. You were getting wedged out of this life, not on purpose, but life was changing. You didn't like it. You craved the past. Just us two together in our van. But there was me and Nat now, and he brought Poppy home. You didn't like it. But I remember the moment you realized this was permanent and stopped fighting it. You stepped aside. You knew the new chapter was just around the corner. I cuddled you that night, remember? Our bodies convulsed, like our souls were passing on information, communicating to each other, getting ready. Our bond deepened in those last 2 weeks, like we knew on a soul level it was all coming to an end. I remember painting your portrait at work, needing to make sure to capture essence. Our souls knew all the signs. We knew we were getting ready, making the impact a little lighter, a little more bearable. We knew we could feel the end was near. On a soul level, we said our final goodbye. The soul contract had come to an end. You did your job. You good girl. You beautiful, good girl. You knew. I was stronger now. You knew. It was time for me to stand in my own power. Our souls knew I was on the right path, and you had fulfilled yours. You magical being, you powerful magical being, Falkie, my luck dragon. We knew. Our souls knew. It was time for you to go. Our bodies feared, but our souls rejoiced. We looked into each other's eyes the night before, and we looked into each other's souls with so much love. We knew. Goodbye, Falkie. That's where we live, in that little spot. That's the neighbour. And there's a whole valley. Well, here lies my baby, and I haven't really known how to make this video or what to say, because I don't know what to say, to be honest. I'm still grieving, and it's just, I guess I kind of want to make a video to remember her, because I think we might be moving at some stage, so I just want to remember her and where she is, because I'll never probably see this grave again. And that's the background. I just hope the tree grows big. There's pop pop. And I've just been crying a lot. But I feel like I'm getting better as well. I feel like I'm starting to accept it more. I think maybe because, I mean, it's a death of someone that you really love and you're deeply bonded to. It's always going to hurt. It really hurts. It really hurts. I guess the more bonded we are to someone, the harder it is to accept the natural law of life and death on this planet. And Poppy's been keeping us company and getting super cuddly. Tries to be a lapdog, but it's not the same. She's a bit big and heavy. Falkie was the best lapdog. Yeah, it's hard to accept. Really hard to accept. But she does visit me in my dreams. And that's really nice, because with that, like last night, I dreamt that she was just walking behind me, and I stopped at the traffic lights to cross the road, and I went to look back and pick her up. And I miss that feeling of just caring for her and carrying her. I know she liked it too. Maybe that's why she showed me that dream. But I've had one dream, I think a few days after she died, she came to me and we were just looking, like sitting on a cliff. And I guess maybe it was the same place that we went to after she died. After the vets, we went to a beach and just sat on a cliff of the headlands. And maybe that's what she was showing me in my dream, because it felt like we were looking out over the water and the moon. And she was just sitting on my lap, and I just remember this beautiful feeling of total peace wash over me. And I think she was telling me that she's at peace. And it was just the most beautiful dream. I really actually want to paint it. So it's still hard for me to talk about it. But just leading up to her death, some magical, weird things were happening as well. And maybe I'll share that when I'm feeling up for it. But it's still hard for me to talk about it. She's my baby. And it's just so weird that she's lying in the ground behind me. Really hard to accept. But the grieving process has been good. Grief is a very beautiful process, I think. Hard, but it opens up our hearts. And I feel like all the crying that I've been doing has released a lot of pent-up stress in my body that maybe was like remnant from the previous years of like healing from my trauma. And I'm just feeling more grounded in myself, more creative, even have been feeling more sensual. But, oh shit, little baby ticks everywhere. Something I do not miss, because Falkie would always bring ticks into the bed. And that was not fun, because we'd just have all these bites everywhere, every night. Stupid baby ticks. And a tick was what got her as well. A big paralysis tick. So she was in hospital for 3 days. And it just, I don't know, it's just such a horrible thing. I don't want to talk about it, to be honest. But yeah, this is where she is. My baby girl. Very hard to accept. Peppy. She's so cute. in a new chapter. Completely new chapter.